Hey, how's it going, everybody? So, I wanted to go ahead and give you my first impressions of Doom the Dark Ages. I have just a little bit over 2 hours played, and I've got into about the third chapter now. So, I feel like I can tell you what to expect. So, when you start off, immediately you're going to notice that the gameplay is pretty fast. It's kind of how it used to be. And with that, I mean that there's lots of monsters. The gameplay is very smooth, and you're gonna immediately realize that you have to be quick on your feet. That way, obviously, you don't die. With that also being said, there isn't really going to be a period where you're not greeted by swarm of monsters and having to beat them to go to the next level. Fortunately for you, the combos are plenty in here, whether you're using multiple guns, you're using your new shield or melee. You're going to find something to do, and you're going to have to obviously be quick on your feet. This is going to vary, of course, depending on the difficulty that you select, which you can change at any point in time. I was actually playing in Nightmare mode, which I believe is either hard or very hard, which is typically what I start off because I do enjoy a challenge. And then later on, if I'm insane enough, then I try to do the hardest there is. But yeah, you're definitely gonna be have to be quick on your feet, master all the combos and the new moves pretty early on. That way you don't die, just because there are several swarms of monsters that appear throughout the level. And then, with that also being said, you'll also experience lots of mini bosses that once they introduce them to you, you're gonna be seeing them a lot. Um, there are also levels, typically towards the end of the level, where you'll also be presented with a more difficult or stronger mini boss, which I suppose you can call a boss in itself, which aren't too difficult, but depending on how much health and shield you have left, you may end up having to use your lives that you obtain throughout the game. So, one of the things that you should know is that there's actual lives that you can collect, up to three. um, Once you die, you can actually use one of these lives to go ahead and continue the match. I believe you get a little bit of shield and a little bit of health, so you can continue on. But if you're in a pickle, you're gonna notice that your shield and your health actually go down pretty quick, almost having you use another life. I did use multiple lives throughout the game, and it was mostly just little missteps that I took, which affected me, and obviously I had to use them. I didn't select not to use it just because I didn't know whether you would restart from a checkpoint or you would restart the whole level. I didn't want to go ahead and backtrack, and fortunately I didn't die early on to test this. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's your decision whether or not you want to use your life. I recommend you just use it if you have to, unless it's really early on. Then maybe select no and see what happens. Let us know what happens in the comment section, by the way. The map is pretty contained initially, so basically you're on a set path that you basically have to take, like the usual Doom games, and that's kind of what you're contained to. I expect that as you go throughout the chapters, you're gonna get that wide open world experience that they mentioned, the developers mentioned anyhow. But for now, it's kind of just a narrow path. You go to point A, point B, point C, eventually leading to the end of the chapter, which results in a boss of some sort. We are also introduced to our typical guns, with the exception of the shield. You're gonna start off with a shotgun, and then of course a shield, which allows you to block um, attacks. You're gonna have to learn how to block pretty efficiently. That way you don't die, because most of the monsters that you do fight, they go ahead and throw basically fire beams at you. So you're gonna want to need to dodge them, whether it's with movement or the shield itself. But you are limited to the amount of blocks that you can do recurrently. You're gonna also notice that some of these beams that they throw at you are green, which are stronger, of course, than the original red ones. So you're gonna have to definitely learn how to block those. Eventually, your shield will be upgraded to a saw, which allows you to stun opponents, and then you can go ahead and combo, whether it's with melee or your guns itself. Melee itself, you're gonna go ahead and obtain a glove, which allows you to punch the monsters. And then you can either use this just to do brief damage to finish them off and so forth. We also get an LMG equivalent gun, which is not bad in itself, but I myself didn't enjoy it that much. For sure, I was running the shotgun the most, and then the LMG was actually being run kind of just like the second weapon or in the back end. Um, you are also obtaining the plasma rifle. Of course, all these guns have different names. The plasma rifle is really good against shields, and it actually cuts through bosses pretty efficiently, even without upgrading it. So that's probably going to be one of your guns that you're going to main as well. With that also being said, you are going to be able to upgrade all of your weapons, your shield, your melee. So keep that in mind. It allows you to go ahead and play however you want, whether it's a preferred style with the shield, melee, or weapon. Or if there's a specific weapon that you enjoy, you will be able to go ahead and collect gold and upgrade these weapons. Of course, you're gonna get new weapons later down the road, so just keep that in mind. Whether you want to save your gold or just use them as soon as you can, that is entirely up to you. And then in the original tradition of collecting, for those of you that love to collect or obtain achievements, there are secrets in every chapter. So be sure to check out your map as it does show you where there is a current secret. It doesn't necessarily tell you how to get to it, but you can see in the map where it is, and then it's up to you to figure out what to do in order to get those secrets. I was able to collect most of the secrets, I believe, in the first two chapters, but then throughout the middle of the chapter, I guess I missed one. So once I realized that, I basically had to come back and start from the beginning, make my way to the middle in order to obtain that secret that I didn't collect. Fortunately, once you get that secret, if it's the last thing that you need, you can leave the chapter, it'll save, and then you'll get your 100% completion. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Whether you want to rush through it or if you want to collect and explore, that's up to you. But just make sure that you are checking that map for those secrets so that you don't miss it and then have to come back. I'll probably make a video once I complete the game. That way, you can all see kind of how to obtain those secrets if you don't want to go through it yourself and you just want to see how to do it. I'll try to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The game overall is really smooth. I like the combat so far. I like the monsters as well, the swarming of the monsters and the bosses. The map is pretty nice as well. I'm not sure if I've told you, but I actually went ahead and ordered the GPU, the 5080 exclusive Doom GPU. I've been meaning to upgrade myself. Of course, there's other ones that are a little bit better, such as the 4090 and the 5090, but I didn't want to spend too much money or get scammed and so forth. I'm a Doom fan, so I was like, yeah, why not? Let's shell out a few extra $100 that I probably shouldn't have to get this GPU. I'll be building a new PC. Um, so once I do that, I'll go ahead and post a video on it, and then you can go ahead and see that. I ordered the helmet as well, which comes with the helmet, and then all these pre-orders have a card, right, that you use, whether it's the blue, red, or yellow. These are the ones that you typically see in the Doom games. I wasn't able to pre-order the collector's edition with the little statue. To be honest, I wasn't sure I was gonna pre-order any of these, and then I just decided, you know what, let's do it. So I'll just be missing the red one, I believe. There's nothing special about it. I mean, you can't unlock anything in real life except being able to say that you collected it and spend an extra amount of money. But yeah, I'll probably see if I can get that later in the future. Let me know what you think about the game if you already started playing it, if you already beat it somehow. I think you can actually rush through the game pretty easily, but that also depends on the level that you are playing. But yeah, that's it. Also, don't forget to check out the description box to learn more about the channel and my current schedule, as well as when I will live stream. If you are following or subscribing, that's typically the easiest way to be notified. That way, you can go ahead and join me in completing this game, as well as see me play other games such as Fortnite, Call of Duty, Hearthstone, among many others. And also let me know if you actually pre-ordered any of the items for Doom. What's your favorite thing about it? What do you hate about it so far? If you haven't played it, let me know as well. Let me know your first impressions, and I'll see you in the next video.